Hey, what's up, guys? It's GranularSumo here. So a few people have asked me to do like a track from scratch or something. And I've been meaning to for a while. I've tried recording a few, and I just haven't explained myself well enough and things, and I just didn't feel like it was worth uploading at the time. But I'm gonna sort of try and do a more step-by-step thing in this one. So, like, a lot of the time when I write a track, I end up spending like 50 to 100 hours before I'm happy with it or whatever. But I'm going to try and be fairly minimal with how much time I spend on things in this one, because I feel like that much time on one track in a video is just going to be like way too overwhelming. So I'm going to try and keep it to like between 10 and 15 hours or something, and split up the sessions into like I don't know, like half an hour or 45-minute videos. So they're easier to manage and deal with watching one in one go. I can't promise that I'll end up finishing the track, because a lot of the time I start a project and then like spend some time on it and then sort of decide that it's not worth working on anymore and never go back to it. I usually, I'd say it's about 20% of my projects that I end up finishing, but I'll try my best to stick at this one, just to sort of, I don't know, just so it's there, and you can see how I'm doing things at the moment. This isn't gonna always be like, my workflow changes all the time, so this probably won't be relevant a few years in the future, or maybe even a year in the future, but this is how I work at the moment. So yeah. I don't really have any ideas going into it, so I'm just gonna sit here and play with a few things like samples and things for this first session, and then hopefully I'll get a better idea of what I'm doing by the second session. So yeah, one thing to note is my default Ableton project. So I've got the mixer set to -8 dB as the default audio track. So when I add a new audio track, they're all going to be at -8 dB. It's just because I like having that extra space, like when I first get into a project. So like if the sub sounds too quiet and things, I can have like a fair bit of leeway before it starts distorting and stuff. Like I can boost it as much as I want, and it doesn't really matter, as long as I don't go too crazy with it. And it means that I can like, I know what level the drums and things are going to be beforehand, so I can adjust everything else to sort of suit that. And I think that's all that I've really changed. Apart from, I have the audio tracks, they're also set on no input instead of external input. And yeah, that's all that's really different. I just thought I'd mention that quickly. So yeah, to begin with, I guess I'm just gonna try and make some pads or something. So I'm just gonna keep it a saw wave for now. And we'll work in F, I guess. on. So we can, let me think. Yeah, we'll just do some, just throw some random chords in quickly. Just gonna stick with 3 chords to begin with. I'll probably end up changing it, but yeah, I'm not very good when it comes to writing chord progressions and things. So like what I'd normally do is like come up with an idea on guitar or something, and then sort of use like bring that into Ableton and like rewrite the chords and things with MIDI, but I can't play guitar while my microphone's plugged in and shit because of how things are set up. Like you wouldn't be able to hear it properly, so I'm just gonna do everything in Ableton. So you're gonna have to bear with me a bit. So yeah, I've just turned up the unison and I'm gonna turn down the detune a bit. And I'm actually gonna turn that down an octave. I'm going to turn this onto the basic shapes setting, I guess, and we'll just leave it at a sine wave. And I'm going to use that to FM, like I'm going to modulate the first oscillator with this. So I'll turn that up by 2 octaves, and I've turned the level all the way down. I'll put an LFO on there, I guess. You know, I'm gonna change this to 145 BPM. Let's see. So yeah, I've just turned the rate down to 1 bar, I guess. I'll throw the LFO onto this filter as well, and I'm gonna set it so if you press Control and Shift and click on the thing, it switches from going both ways to one direction, and we'll just make it do that or something. Make it go the other way. Throw the hyper dimension thingy on. Turn up the unison on the hyper thing. That sounds okay, I guess. I'm not gonna use I'm not gonna use the reverb in Serum. But I'll use the distortion, I guess. Change my mind. We'll just leave it at that for now. We'll just use some of the Ableton effects. So I'm gonna throw a normal Ableton reverb on first, and I'm gonna turn the dry wet up to like 95% or something. Not too happy with those chords at the moment. I think it could be more interesting. So we'll try and fit something else in here, maybe. Like that for now. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave that how it is. Actually, you know what, I might duplicate them and just have that across 2 octaves. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the makeup down a bit because I don't want it to get like too full on. So now I'm just gonna start, now that I have like something to work with, I'm just gonna start doing some like ambient intro stuff, because I always like working from the intro to the end of the track most of the time. Like I find if I try and write a drop first, I end up not being able to finish the track because I can't like fit the intro with the drop and things like that. So I prefer doing it this way. So I'm just gonna let me think. To begin with, I'm just going to throw like an impact sound in. I'm just going to pick a random one. That'll do. I don't really care what it sounds like right now. I'll probably end up changing it in a bit, but just so it has something at the start. And I'm going to turn that down. And now I'm going to start like, I'm going to start throwing Foley samples and stuff in, and gonna try and get some weird stuff happening. So let's see. That could be weird. Some of these Foley samples are really quiet, actually. This one looks like it's one of the really quiet ones. And I'm actually going to, I will. So I'm gonna turn it, I turned warping on, and I'm gonna put it on the tones warp mode and then just stretch it out like that. I just click the double original tempo button. Didn't make a huge difference. Okay, I'm not gonna use that one. Let's use some of this stuff maybe. I think I put one of these sample. I don't think it was this one, but I think it might have been this one actually. Oh no, I put one of them in the Foley sample pack that I released the other day. Okay. Okay, where did I put? They're in here. So I have all these Foley samples that I've recorded recently that I haven't gone through yet. There's a lot of them. And there's actually more than this. They're just in another folder. So I have no idea what any of these are. So yeah, I've just cut out this one because it sounded kind of cool, and this one, and I pitched it down an octave more than I pitched this one down. You can't actually hear that one now though. Let's try beats mode maybe. Yeah, that's better. So I'm just gonna move, no, that's okay actually. So if you hold the sample and then press the Alt button, you can move it around off the grid. So I'm just gonna line it up here. That doesn't sound quite right. I think it's because of this here, so I might just cut that out. I'm being a bit too picky with really tiny samples, considering I've just started, but that's just how I do things. Okay, it's like an old cymbal or something. So I might just grab one of the hits and stretch it out maybe. That's kind of cool. So I just stretched it out and then put it onto the Complex Pro warp mode and transposed it down 3 octaves. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a load of reverb on there, make it quite a long reverb, and turn the diffusion network and the high cut off. And then just I'm gonna turn the density up all the way. That doesn't make a huge difference, but like it kind of makes it sound kind of, I don't know, sometimes it just gives you like a more eerie sound. I'm actually gonna no, I'm not gonna change that. So what I might do with this is, like, instead of having an impact like that, I'll probably end up using a kick or something. I'm gonna try reversing it and just like putting a fade on it like that, and I'll turn the volume down more, doing something like that. Don't like how frequent that was, so maybe just every other bar. I might actually just have it rolling out into the start of the next bar as well. I'm gonna turn that sample down. You know, what I might actually do is have like use these two samples as like a kind of like a rhythmic thing, instead of it just being two random little hits. What I'll try is making like a ticking sound or something. So we'll do something like this. Or just maybe like that. Not sure about that. Maybe I'll just turn the second one down more so it's kind of has more variation. Okay, so just gonna leave that for now, and I'm gonna start maybe trying to fill this out a bit more. So what I'll do is I'll have, what's this sound like? Wrong thing's armed. That could work. So I'll just have, since these are both playing an F as the root note, I'll just have like a long, maybe an octave higher. Just going like that, and I'll throw an auto filter on there. Just have it high passed, sort of coming in like that. And then an auto pan. And what we'll do is we will bring in the amount like that, and just mess with the rate or something maybe. Turn the volume down. Try and get a bit of a better rhythm out of that. That's okay for now. I'll leave it like that. Probably end up changing it in a bit though. it's not very interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to modulate it with, where is it? I'm gonna modulate it with a triangle wave. Actually, you know, what I might try is modulating it with something an octave lower. So we'll just maybe do that. Might try changing the WT position as well. It's okay for now. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll replace that impact that we had earlier with just like a kick impact or something. Yeah, like just something like that, and I will throw an EQ on there and cut all the highs out. Maybe actually cut quite a lot out. Yeah, so I'm cutting everything above 370 hertz. And we'll just put loads of reverb on that. We'll give it a bit more actually. Maybe we'll change these chords up for the next few bars, maybe. I'm not sure about that. No, that sounded weird as hell. What? That could work. No, that sound. I swear. Wait. What the hell have I done? Wait. You know, I'm just gonna leave that chord open like that, because that doesn't sound too bad. Okay, I regret that decision. Still not liking that chord. Maybe it does. Maybe it does work. Just again back to the first chord. Maybe changing the second chord will work better. How about if we go straight to this chord? Nope, don't like that. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it for now. So what I'm gonna do now is we'll have just like a kind of atmospheric like bass hit at the start or something, or like every 2 bars or something. So let's see, we'll just do something like this. Let's okay, so I didn't really explain what I did there. I just turned the second oscillator onto a square 16, turned the coarse up to 2, and then just modulated the second and third oscillators levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw an EQA on, and I'm going to find a harmonic that I like the sound of. That one sounds kind of like, I don't know, sort of weird and drony, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to pull that one out a load, and we will also think it's okay with just that harmonic being pulled out, actually. I kind of like that. I'm going to throw an amp on there, and just I'm going to turn the dry wet right down. Maybe turn the spread up, actually. Yeah, so the spread, I've turned the spread up to 14%, and I just turned the output mode onto dual on the amp. So let's yeah, I'll just use the normal reverb. I'll try and use the stock Ableton stuff for as much as I can, and try and make it sound as good as possible, but there'll be some things that I will use third-party plugins for. But yeah, so I'll just stick with the F. Actually just gonna leave it as that first hit for now. So I'm gonna grab, there's a weird Foley sample that I put in that pack that I released a couple of days ago. It's called Rusted Metal, and it's just like a bunch of weird metal sounds. So I'm gonna use some of those, I think. Maybe try layering that over this. Pitch it down, maybe. It normally sounds kind of cool on the texture warp mode, I think it is. Wait, I'll give it a go now. No, it's the tones warp mode, actually. That's kind of cool. Can't really hear it in context though. Maybe I'll turn this up a bit. Maybe I'll try reversing it. That's kind of interesting. We'll do some more stuff with metal, I guess. Use this knife sample. Just grab a few of these longer ones. and pitch them down maybe. I repitch pretty much everything because you get some really weird sounds by doing it. So I just reversed this last one here. Sounds kind of interesting. This part doesn't work so well, so I might just move it forward a bit like that. See if that works a bit better. No, I'm not really too fond of that, so I'm just going to move it around, see if there's anything better I can find. That's interesting. Still doesn't really fit the best though. Okay, so I'm just gonna quantize these quickly so they work a bit better. So I'll set it onto 1/8 notes, and you just when you have a long sample like this, you can just highlight the area that you want to quantize and then press Ctrl U, and it does it automatically. It only does it to the points that already have the highlighted areas for the loop markers there, but that's all I really wanted to do because it's just these peaks and things that I want quantized anyway, and it's pretty much picked up all of those. Starting to sound interesting. Still not too fond of this kick. So I'm gonna turn it up. Same as the things down at -8. So I'm gonna turn it up by 4 dB. And I'm gonna pull this up higher again. In fact, what I might do is, instead of, I'm gonna pull that back again, but I'm going to throw an operator onto a MIDI channel, just do like a little hit like that, and then turn it onto white noise. and then just put a load of reverb on it. In fact, I'm going to use the same reverb as I have on the kick. Turn it down more. So I turned the decay time up because it didn't have the effect that I wanted. What I might do, I might low pass it a bit actually. That sounds okay. Okay, I'm also going to do like a little white noise sweep thingy here. So I'll just put a low pass on it and bring it up to like 7 kilohertz, 8 kilohertz, something like that. Turn the volume down as well, because I don't want it to be too, I want it to just be like a sort of background tension kind of effect. Yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it there for this session, but I'm starting to get a few ideas now, so hopefully by the next session I'll be like properly into it and stuff. I hope it was kind of interesting seeing my workflow for like when I'm first starting a track and stuff, and I hope it wasn't too like tedious to watch and like difficult to understand what I'm doing and things. But yeah, so I'll be recording another video like this fairly soon. Well, in the next few days probably, if you guys want me to do more. If you don't, then I'll just leave it and find some other stuff to do. But yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.